trying to find peace in the silence, yeah, ayy.
Good afternoon, crew. I made a community post about me not being able to post this last Friday because I was on my period. But now we're back and I've missed you and I've had nobody to talk to. And so I'm honored. I'm honored you've chosen me to be your choice of entertainment for today, for now, for right now at least. I don't know what else you do in your other spare time and it's none of my business. So today we're making hamburgers. My period has messed up my sleep schedule, and so I haven't been going to bed until 3 again, which really I should be waking up around 5, but I haven't been going to bed until like 3 and then waking up at noon. But it's okay, we'll get back on track. We'll get back on track. I just want to make hamburgers and I can't even believe that I'm saying that. I can't even believe that I'm saying that. A hamburger, got the buns, we have mushroom, minced garlic, and a Roma tomato. For seasoning, we have this Montreal steak seasoning, already seasoned salt, pepper, and garlic. Now we need a pan. Wait. No, we need a bowl and a pan. We'll use this bowl and this pan. Get this bowl. I feel like I'm now teaching you how to make hamburgers. Maybe that's what this video will be about. We're gonna get this bowl and we're gonna put the hamburger in the bowl. Yes, you will have to touch it raw. I never in a million years thought I would be doing this, but sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Gross, gross, gross. Don't forget to wash your hands. I didn't forget, but I'm just setting an example. I already did. No, I didn't. I actually did not wash my hands already. While I'm doing this, I'm going to heat up my other pan with some spray in it. The last time I did this, I put way too much seasoning in it. So, and that was when Jesse was here. I'm gonna turn it to like a low medium for now. I'm gonna use olive oil to spray it. I think for now too, I'm just gonna use the Montreal steak and the blend because I think if I use the seasoned salt, that's what got me last time. So it was just too much. So we're just gonna use these two. Okay. Gosh, this is so disgusting. You're just gonna take some of it. Then you're just gonna make a ball. Wait, what am I doing wrong? I'm doing something wrong. Let me think. It can't be a ball yet because I need to season it all first. Okay, so we're just gonna put this all in here. Okay, well I should have put the seasoning in there first because I don't have to wash my hands again. Okay, we're gonna put seasoning in this. We're just gonna eyeball it. Just gonna mash it up and get all the seasoning mixed in with the hamburger. Okay, listen to this, you guys. I had to make an emergency visit to the dentist. In my last video, I told you Artemis and I went to Pomo's, that pizza place. Well, I ended up taking leftovers home, okay? I don't think I ended up having some leftovers until like super duper late that evening. Once I was just almost finished with the last slice, a piece of crust shot straight up into my gum. I bit so hard down onto this last piece of crust, it went all the way up into my gum. It hurt so bad. I'm thinking like, it's nothing, it'll come out. I'm just gonna go floss it out. Well, I went to go try to floss it out and it wouldn't come out. So then I started to put like warm water and salt water in my mouth and like swished it all around and whatnot and tried loosening it up. And that wasn't coming out. So I'm like, it'll just come out on its own while I brush my teeth. And the next day I could feel I got like a bump behind my tooth. Like in the back of behind my teeth. I can't see it, I can feel it. And I'm like, ugh, now it's probably just irritated and annoyed. It hurt to eat. I couldn't eat anything on that side, so I was trying to eat on this side, which the whole purpose of me eating on this side was because I kept getting food stuck on this side. I go to sleep with it. The next day, the bump has gotten bigger. I'm like, there's definitely something in there. Try to floss it back out. I try to use a pick to pick it out. I try swishing my mouth with salt water again and it's not coming out. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna leave it alone for like 2 days and it'll come out on its own. I leave it alone for the next couple of days and the bump is still there and it's not going down and it's not getting any better. So I'm like, Lord have mercy on me. I haven't been to the dentist in over 10 years. In over 10 years. You can come for me, you can judge me all you want, but I have great teeth. I have great teeth. I think I've only ever had like one cavity, and it was when I was like, I don't know, 13. And that's probably the last time that I was ever at the dentist. I don't have anxiety going to the dentist. I don't mind the dentist at all. It's just like, this is ridiculous. I've gone well over 10 years without having an issue like this happen to me before. I've gone so long without having to go to the dentist. Why is this little minor inconvenience having me go to the dentist, right? Just like a piece of crust from a piece of pizza, of all things too, mind you, of all things, it's a piece of pizza. So I give myself like the 2 days. At this point, it's been 5 days. I'm texting a couple of my friends. I'm like, when's the last time you went to the dentist? They're like, oh, a couple months ago. I'm like, bro, I haven't been to the dentist in over 10 years. How are you guys just going and getting regular checkups? Like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with your teeth? Why are you having to go to the dentist so often? I guess it's just like a normal thing to go 2 or 3 times a year. And I'm thinking, no, that is absolutely not the case for me. I am not doing that. My friends have told me, like, they were honestly no help. They were no help. I was telling them, okay, well, I have like this piece of crust stuck in my tooth. I'm pretty sure it's a piece of crust. What do I do? Oh, well, just give it time. It'll come out. And at that point, I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it 2 more days. So then it would be a full week. If it's not coming out, then I'm making this emergency dentist appointment. Now we're gonna get a plate. We're gonna take a little bit of hamburger, like this much of hamburger, and we're going to roll it into a ball. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be a round circular ball, like that. Ta-da. I actually ended up making an emergency dentist appointment that day because I know that they're probably packed up. There's probably a long wait, and I'm probably gonna be a ways out anyways, maybe a couple of weeks, maybe even a month. I was worried it was probably gonna be a month if I really needed anything. I call and she's like, oh my gosh, yeah, well, if you're a new patient, the visit itself is gonna be about 2 hours because we need to get your registration in, your new patient form, etc., etc. I'm like, okay. She's like, we have an appointment for you this Wednesday at 1 o'clock. I'm like, perfect. That means it's 2 days away. Sign me up because if it's not out by then I'm coming in. So I got that scheduled. Mind you, my period's right around the corner, so I'm kind of already irritable. So I hang up. Like an hour later, she calls me back and I can't answer because I'm working. So she leaves me a voicemail. She tells me she canceled my appointment for Wednesday and scheduled it for Tuesday, which means the next day because they had a cancellation or whatever. I'm like,
bro, I didn't even agree to that. Why would you cancel my appointment if I hadn't told you to cancel it?
oh my gosh, like I was just so irritated. I'm like, okay, whatever, like maybe it's just meant to be. Maybe it's gonna be worse by the evening. And it ended up being worse by the evening. Okay, you know what? Thank goodness. I didn't even call her back. Like I just left my appointment for whatever she rescheduled it for. That's all, by the way. That little pack made 4 hamburgers. Have one now, and then I'll have one for dinner, and then I'll have one for breakfast, and then I'll have one for lunch tomorrow. Oh my gosh, because this is an emergency visit, it's gonna be so expensive. I haven't been to the dentist in over 10 years. They're gonna give me so much crap for it. I'm not in the mood for it because like I said, my period's right around the corner. To bring these hamburgers over to the oven. I mean, this stove. Okay, I actually forgot that I had these mushrooms that I wanted to saute up. So I'm gonna get out another pan and saute those. Ow. I just flip the hamburger until I see no more pink, even inside. So like I'll even make a little slit in it to make sure that there's no pink in it. Sometimes I do like a little pink, but because I'm making it myself, I'd rather there honestly be no pink at all. By the morning time, when it was time for me to go to this rescheduled appointment, my tooth was hurting me even more. So I'm like, okay, hallelujah. The Lord knew that I was gonna need to be in today. Go in and it's a super nice place. Everyone is super kind right off the bat. I'm filling out my form. I don't know when the last time I was seen because it asks you when was the last appointment that you have. Like, I have no idea. She's like, well, it's been over 5 years. I'm like, it's been over like 10 years. She goes, okay, just write 5+ years. I'm like, okay. Luckily there's like nobody in the lobby, so like nobody can, not that I'm ashamed of it, but it's like hearing other people being seen for their teeth every few months or whatever. I'm like, couldn't it be me? It just could not be me. I get pulled back there. The worst part about getting your teeth cleaned is the x-rays. I have such a small mouth. Luckily, they've enhanced their x-ray machines and stuff, but the x-ray equipment going in your mouth like slit the bottom of underneath my tongue, and then it slit the top of my mouth. It hurt so bad. She's like, well, what's brought you in? I'm like, I have this piece of crust, I believe it is, from a piece of pizza from Pomo's, stuck up in my gum, and I can't see it because it's behind my lateral tooth. And she goes, okay, yeah, we'll definitely take a look at that. We'll do a cleaning, see if you have any cavities, see if you have gum disease. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about like having gum disease and not being in a dentist for that long. Like I could have accumulated all this stuff. And she asked me if I smoked or if I drink and stuff, and I smoked cigarettes for over 10 years. I haven't smoked in a very long time. Smoked cigarettes for over 10 years and I drink caffeine every single day up until last year. Proudly able to announce that like, nope, I don't smoke cigarettes, I don't vape anymore, and I don't drink caffeine really anymore. She's like, wow, good for you. The first thing she does is gets this thing out of my tooth. While she's getting it out, I just feel like this overwhelming amount of peace from the Lord. Like it's gonna be okay. Right after I had that like experience of overwhelming peace, it hurt so bad for her to get this sharp thing up underneath my gum because she had to go way up there. Well, not like way up there, but like she had to go like, she said 3 or 4 meters, centimeters, millimeters, maybe it was millimeters. Something like that up there. Something that floss could definitely not get. And she pulled out this massive piece of crust from the pizza. When I tell you I busted out laughing, I was laughing so hard. She's like, yeah, it was way up there. There's no way you were gonna be able to get that out with floss. I'm like, yeah, no kidding. You'd think it would have came out on its own because it was so big. She's like, no, not really, because it was really lodged in there. I was like, well, do you think it would have came out at all? She's like, eventually, like your body would have, not diluted it, but your body would have diluted it? Absorbed it? Whatever. But that could have led to an infection. And I'm like, most definitely. It was so big. I'm like, could you even see it back there before you started digging for it? And she's like, no, I had to really dig for it. I'm like, I could tell that you were digging for it. I just didn't know if you were digging to look for it or digging because you found it. I'm like, oh my gosh, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. But while she's looking at the pictures of the x-ray, she goes, so what are you gonna be doing after this? I'm like, I'm going home and praising the Lord. Because I was detrimentally afraid that I was gonna have some type of gum disease, that it wasn't actually gonna be crust underneath my mouth, like it was just past due for me to get my teeth looked at, and I'm well overdue and there was something wrong with my teeth or there was something wrong with my gums. She's looking at my teeth and she only found one cavity that I had back when I was 13 that needs to be refilled, and then she found like 2 other cavities that was from, which we assume is caffeine from all the Red Bulls that I was drinking. She goes, no, overall you have amazing teeth. I'm like, thank you. I'm like, thank you. She goes, yeah, I'm gonna get the doctor in here to make sure like I didn't miss anything. Like I see this and I see that, but it could be nothing. Okay, perfect. Like I'm just like enjoying myself. I don't even care how much this is gonna cost me. Like the fact that I have great teeth and there's nothing wrong and it's only a piece of crust in my gum. Like I am ecstatic, you guys. Like never been so excited to be at the dentist. The doctor guy, he comes in and he goes, dude, I can't even explain how kind he was. Looking at my teeth and he's like, no sign of gum disease, no sign of this, no sign of that. Everything looks great. Just those 3 cavities, because I had 3 altogether. He's like, you have really great teeth for not being in here for as long as you have. I'm like, stop. And especially for how long I smoked for and, you know, I drink caffeine for. Like, have you ever had braces? I'm like, no. Never had braces. They're like, stunner. We're gonna do this very speedily. Is that a word? Speedily? Very speedy. I'm going to get my buns ready. And I have spring mix that I've actually had for quite a while, but I'm determined to use what I can from it before throwing it out. It says use before 6/6/24, and it's the 29th. Hello? You guys, I literally have this fan on. I have my vent up here on, and I have this fan on, the oven fan or whatever. It's so smoky in here. I don't even know if you could tell. You can't tell. You can't tell. Okay, this is what we've got. It looks really good. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot cheese. That is delicious. I made that. I made this. I did that. Wow. Oh my gosh, this is so good. It's dripping. No, because this is so stinking good. I didn't even pray. Oh my gosh. Lord, I'm so sorry. Amen. If you guys were here, I would make one for each and every one of you, because you're missing out. Cheers. It's apple juice, don't worry. Best apple juice from Trader Joe's ever. From Trader Joe's ever. I forgot to mention the whole reason why I was so ecstatic about my appointment being rescheduled for that day, not only because my gum had gotten worse from that food being stuck up in my tooth, but because I ended up starting my period later that night. So which means I wouldn't have even been able to go to my appointment the following day because I was down in my bed, bedridden for the day, as you guys know. So how ironic for my appointment to be rescheduled for the day prior because the Lord knew the thing was getting worse in my mouth and I wasn't even gonna be able to make it to my appointment the very next day. And the emergency appointment ended up not even being very expensive. Like not expensive at all. Plus I get another free cleaning, which I think I go to in December. Oh no. How cool? How cool is that? Plus I found $176.92 in my purse that I forgot about. The Lord is good. I cannot believe that I made it that good. Like I just cannot. And I kept telling myself I didn't know how to cook. And to be honest with you, I didn't. I didn't know how to cook. It took friends with some extreme amount of patience over FaceTime, I might add, to show me how to do everything that I showed you. And it doesn't even seem like that much, but it's a lot. The type of hamburger to get, the type of bowl to put the hamburger in, the type of seasoning to put in the hamburger, how to mix it all up, to put it in a ball and then smash it and then put it in the pan. Wait for the brown to start coming around the hamburger and then flip it. There's just so much that I never would have known if it wasn't for some of my really good friends. And yeah, there's YouTube. Yeah, there's YouTube tutorials and there's a lot of people on TikTok that'll show you how to cook and do this and do that, but it's not the same. It's not the same because they're not talking to you directly, so they don't know your level of intelligence already. You get what I'm saying? So it's just different. I am so stinking proud of myself. It's so good. It's so good. I just can't believe I forgot the cheese either. I don't know. It just slipped. It just slipped. Put everything away, I guess, for the most part. I just haven't cleaned anything. Like I cleaned up, but I didn't clean the dishes and stuff. You can tell when I haven't talked to anybody for a while because I start speaking a million miles a minute. Thanks for being here and listening to my little venting sesh about the dentist and my great experience at the dentist. I feel like you guys are a little blurry. Being with me while I made my hamburger because that was the only thing that I'd eaten today aside from that whipped cream. Love you. I'll see you in the next video. He just wants to say something. What do you want to say? Hurry up. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
Yeah, we tryna find peace in the silence, yeah, ayy. Tenderness, kindness, yeah, treat myself with tenderness and kindness.